And welcome to WRPB and WRPBI TV. You know, you might not see them in the order that they come in, but yesterday I had someone giving me dirty looks because I don't eat healthy, and she is into health and fitness. And once again, I have a beautiful woman next to me who gives me dagger looks because I said I don't eat green and whatever. With me is Dara, and you are Eden's Health Guide, which is one part of a group of stuff that you do.
Yes.
But in this video, we're going to talk about Eden's Health Guide.
Okay.
Okay, so why? Why did you get into, like, health and stuff?
Why did I? Well, started the journey a long time ago, even as a kid, because I found out very early on I had epilepsy. So my mother just kind of got on the journey of finding healthy ways that maybe we could help treat that. Always had to be on medication after that. But in 2004, I met somebody that said, let's study herbalism. And I said, that's a great idea, because I've always wanted to see if maybe that side of natural things would also work for me. I'd also been told I couldn't have kids at that point in time.
Yeah,
so,
that didn't work out.
No, it didn't, because I have 3. So they were wrong on that one. But I also did start a regimen of different herbs. So I think that played a part in it. It's never taken my epilepsy away. But on this journey, I decided I needed to do my diet correctly and take everything I could in a whole. My food, my mental health, helping others, all of that had to be a package deal.
And we were talking about that. You could eat all the right foods, but if your mental health is not good, you're not healthy.
No.
Okay? People don't get... See, now, my philosophy is God made these bodies to heal themselves. Sometimes they need a kickstart.
Right.
Okay? And as we destroy things in the world, okay, we have to wait on the other side to try to balance what we're eating. Okay, now, you guys been with me a long time. You know, I was addicted to Coke, meaning the soda, just so you know.
Yeah, good.
Okay, and I haven't drank a soda in probably 3 years.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm getting it. So for you, it really was a mission of being well-rounded, meaning fixing your own health physically, and then helping others, which fixes your health mentally, because you're like me that way. Okay, so I kind of get that. Okay, so how long you been around? So you've been around the industry how long?
2004 is when I got certified as an herbalist in 2004. And then from that point on, just continued my study, started coming up with my own products, because the skin is huge. A lot of people do not even think about the lotion they're using or the shampoo they're using. But we're rubbing stuff on the largest organ of our body and not even thinking to look at the preservatives that are in there or what could cause cancer. You know, so that's why I started my products. Do I really want to rub petroleum products on me? No. So I came up with some natural ways for antibiotic salves, and my daughter has me make her, pregnancy balm for her tummy, so different things like that, so they're not buying.
Obviously your daughter's pregnant.
She is, yes. She doesn't just...
was like, hey, Mom, I'm not pregnant, but you should make me pregnant.
Yes, yeah. Well, you'd feel nice and soft, too. I put some on her last night when she was at my house, and my grandson grabbed some, and he just continued to rub it all over his hands, and said, I think I need some more, and he's 4. And I said, I think you've got enough. You're going to be slipping out of our hands, So I did it for a number of reasons. Started with my family, and then I saw so many other people that needed help. So it went from products to, why can't I help share where I find resources at, or recipes.
Right, I was just saying how to take the resources that you got and make meals that make sense.
Yeah.
Health-wise. All right, so when you start something, you should always try to find a direction of where your clientele is.
Yeah.
So who's your clientele?
That's something that in this this new part of my journey has shown me. I can help everyone in some kind of fashion, whether it's directing them to my website. But as far as one-on-one, being able to help somebody, take them through the fitness part of it, I think my goal is truly to help women and younger women who are just coming into being mothers, and then also seniors. I started working with seniors almost at the same time I worked in herbalism. I became a Medicare product specialist, helping with planned retirement and that kind of thing, Medicare questions. So I still feel it's going to carry over into the health side.
Well, it is the health side because today Medicare is a nightmare.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, how do you know, my mom was on Medicare. She's 90, going to be 90, but her plan was crappy. Mm-hmm. But that was the plan that she was on. Now she gets $97 back a month. She gets $180 every 6 months over the counter. She gets her better choice of doctors. It's just a better plan for her.
Right.
Now that doesn't mean it's the right plan for somebody else. But
that's where your agent comes in. And hopefully you have a scrupulous one, because that's another reason I got into it. I started seeing, like, what happened? Why were you on a crappy plan? Was it because somebody else, needed a commission for, do we have the best interest at heart?
Right.
Why are you, and so I still plan on doing that portion, but also I see a lot of people just out of hip surgery or something, and they need the strength back before they start that. But also, how did that surgery affect their mental health? How are they feeling? So I want to take wellness. People confuse a lot of time. Well, I'm healthy. Okay, you're healthy, you're strong, you're fit. How's your mental health? Are you depressed? Are you, what's going on?
We deal with a couple, and he invented a hip replacement for women that's far superior to what's out there now. And of course, he's looking for funding to get it through FDA because it's an issue.
Yeah.
But we did his video, and I watch it, and it's a great product. Then I deal with another gentleman and his wife. They do physical therapy, but not like, hey, get on the bike, hey, do this.
Right.
They have this little 8x10 room that has a bike and some other stuff, and then they have this tremendous area where they do the physical therapy, which is pushing through the pain. Basically what they say is, and he developed it within the military, basically what he says is that our leg hurts us, so we don't do the work.
Right.
And then it atrophies or it hurts more. We have to push ourselves through the pain. Very interesting how the body works.
Right.
And you've taken time to research some stuff. Water is like so important.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm looking over at you, and even though you're prettier than that bottle that's there, what is that bottle?
It's made by Epic Water
You have to hold it up because...
Yes, I love it. And it just happens, when I found it, it's from Colorado. I was like, oh, so, another reason for me to love it. I love that it saves the planet a little bit every time. Everything we can do it. It might seem little, but I can drink 75 gallons from this little bottle before I have to replace the filter.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how many bottles just I save from going in the ocean?
You drink a lot of water?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Pretty much I do have my one downfall, but I do try and do it organically.
Which is?
Coffee. I love 2 cups of coffee. That is I'm like, well, if I only have to have one vice, 2 cups of coffee. But one of the main reasons it's so unhealthy is people load it down with sugar. Don't load it down with sugar or milk. Don't.
You talk about water, and like I said, we're sold a bill of goods. Mm-hmm. Dasani water comes from the Detroit River.
Yeah.
Okay. People think it comes from these springs. No, it comes from the Detroit River, and it's filtered. But it's just like the water you drink. I grew up in Brooklyn. I drank from the hose.
Right.
And it's probably better than the water we drink now.
Now, absolutely, because we have polluted our planet so very much by, it seems like, everything we're doing. It's not thought about. It's selfish. Okay. One of the chapters I'm going through right now is conscious living, and one of them is do no harm.
Okay, so let's talk about EdensHealthGuide.com.
Yes.
Okay, so on there is resources to find products and stuff?
Yes, and we are developing it every day. coming up with new resources, new recipes, new articles, and some of the articles are written by myself, some of them by other well-respected people in the community that I find have very good information for health and wellness. Some of my recipes were done by a very well-known chef. If you haven't gotten to Vero, I'm taking you there when you come.
Okay.
His name is Chef Anthony, and he's at Counterculture. And being a vegetarian and having a lot of vegans in that area too, we can find something to eat there. And he uses local organic resources. When you go there, you know that you're getting the real deal, and you can taste it. Like,
all right,
everything's
I
there.
gotta stop you. It was easy for you to say we could find something to eat there because you're already a vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh, but it's oh my gosh,
So-
it's so good.
Someone like me.
You could have something too. He makes steaks.
Oh, does he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
I'm
Yeah.
okay then.
His really he and I got to be pretty
Is
good
chicken?
friends. Yes, he makes chickens.
Chicken is good.
But he also, I respect him because he does use environmentally, they've treated their chickens nice. They haven't poisoned them with the hormones or antibiotics. And Chef Anthony also has been an executive chef to some pretty important people. I don't want to mention names, but
Good.
so he's amazing. I can't say enough good. He's one of the ones that has contributed some recipes to my site.
Okay.
And we'll do some more work. We talked about doing maybe a farm to table event at some point in time, as we, progress through this journey. So they can find recipes, articles, ways to get resources like the bottle.
I saw that you have, I'll never get it right, but resources to find health practitioners.
Yes, yeah. And everybody that I recommend has either I've met personally, or that I have used them, or I know one of my other contacts, trustworthy contacts, has recommended them. So I've been in the area 26 years. So
So you started when you were 3.
yeah, I did. So I know a lot of people in the area, fortunately. And
All right, so what's the future for Eden Health Guide? And I know we're going to do more videos about other stuff that you do, but Eden Health Guide, what's the future, in your opinion?
in my opinion, that particular branch is made to help people find local resources. Instead of them having to look through, God knows, the entire internet trying to find where can I get lion's mane mushrooms. You know, I want to be able to tell you, you can go to the Vero Beach market on Sundays. There is a mushroom guy there.
There's
Love
a
the mushroom guy.
down south in
Yeah.
Hope Sound also. And I didn't even know till this year that there was lion's mane and all these other mushrooms. What I do on occasion is I will buy big portobello mushrooms and use them as a hamburger bun
Yep.
for a hamburger.
Oh,
So
you
you-
actually still use the meat. No, I thought you meant as the
but really,
hamburger.
Don't push it, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing I'll do is I will either take a portobello mushroom and I'll stuff it with stuff that you probably like. Sometimes chopped chicken with breadcrumbs, almost like a scampi.
Okay.
Okay. To kind of avoid doubling the bread.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love bread. Okay. Bread is the vehicle that takes the food product to your mouth. Okay. When you don't want to be like, you don't want to use like the way I use your fork and your knife and 2 forks here and a spoon. You just grab the thing with your hands and you put it in your mouth. That's what bread is for. Same thing with chicken and ribs. They're meant to be eaten by your hands. But I think what's important, being that all the stuff I've went through, is your health. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that you have to be a vegan, and I'm not saying you have to be a vegetarian.
I don't think
You use the word in the beginning, and that's moderation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you can do stuff in moderation, and every health person I've had on, and I've had a bunch,
Yeah.
has spoken that, I cheat sometimes. I have one girl who started with me, does a show for 3 years, has a show on TV now, and she says, every so often, like maybe once a year, I went to McDonald's, and I get French fries there. But it's okay. Not great like it used to be, but it's okay. but I just have that need to do it. And in her mind, it was, I like it, but it proves to me that I don't need to eat it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Okay?
But there's another really great one out there, and it's shifting our thinking. So we're not so rough on ourselves when we do something like that. I can find a million things wrong with McDonald's, so it wouldn't be my particular cheat, but if it fits your macros, and we can go into that later too. So going by that little thing too can really help people not have a cheat day, but fit it in. Fit that actual, if I have a French fry, I'm going to make it to where I still meet my calories, my protein, all of that goals by kind of shifting around what I do. I'm not saying you should eat that, but if you do, let's shift it in a little bit. And then if you're going to do something like that, try and make it healthy. I love chocolate. I actually made a vegetable cake that turned out wonderful. Chocolate vegetable cake.
Oh.
I'll share that recipe sometime.
What about, okay, so what's your thought on the Impossible Whopper, Beyond Beef, Beyond Chicken, those products?
I'm very picky with the ones I choose because they're not all equal and they all have certain things in them that really are not healthy for you. So just because it says it's not meat doesn't mean it's
healthy.
It's healthy. I do use them. I just have a favorite that I've looked through and found, okay, that one has majority of stuff that I'm looking for. And I also I love tofu, but I don't eat it all the time because of, they're, like you said, moderation and making sure you're getting everything in the right amount. But
I get it. My brother comes into the house and he's had dinner there and he takes this little package of pills, vitamins, and he swallows 15 vitamins. And my belief, everybody's belief is different, is that I don't care what you tell me, our bodies are not meant to handle 15 vitamins in one shot. Processing that is a lot. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take all those vitamins, but take 5 here, 3 here, 2 here. Break them up so that your body can process them. And then I don't know how much of 1,000 milligrams of something actually gets into your body and how much doesn't get into your body. How much gets processed, how much doesn't. We're running to the top of our time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That went fast.
It flies. Okay, so Eden's Health Guide is one segment of what you do.
Yes.
And we're going to move forward with other talks about other stuff that you do. When it comes to, actually, the Impossible Whopper, my daughter's fiance, he did the patent for it.
Really?
Yeah, he does agricultural patents. So he looks at that stuff. But I got to tell you, one last story, because I'm open for everybody, and I think I learn something all the time. So I had a vegan restaurant come in here, and they made me a hamburger, vegan with chickpeas and. Okay.
Yes.
And I ate it, and what I realized at that moment, because it had, I don't know if it was a vegetarian or vegan, because it had cheese on it.
Okay, so that would be vegetarian.
Okay, so it had the chickpea burger, for lack of a better word, with the spices. It had an onion, tomato, piece of cheese, I believe, mayo, and ketchup. And honestly, you would not know it wasn't a regular hamburger, because it's all the flavors that we eat a hamburger.
Exactly. A lot.
Okay, the burger itself almost carries very little of the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was quite surprised. And he's got this little place. Maybe got 6 tables, and though I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian, I would go there to eat. I had a young lady who did a show here. She was a vegan extreme. Her family, they eat out of a tray with plants. They pick the plant and eat that. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's amazing. Yes.
Yep, that's unbelievable.
I have a recipe for a vegan or a vegetarian hamburger with sweet potatoes and lentils, and it's amazing. So.
I mean, I think it's kind of cool that, by utilizing those things, we can make something. I don't think it's cool to eat Beyond Chicken, Beyond Beef. That's just not my thing. Something about it just doesn't sit well with me, and that's me. Other people like it. KFC has a Beyond Chicken.
Oh, okay. I haven't had that one.
Okay.
But I have had the Impossible Whopper, so.
Chicken is chicken. Chicken is not that bad for you.
I think if it's done right, if you just buy it from a poultry place that, I'm all about not being cruel to animals as
Okay,
well. So,
so if you take a piece of chicken, a Beyond Chicken, we'll call it that, I don't know what it's called, and you drop it in oil and fry it up in oil, you're almost defeating the purpose.
yes, exactly.
Okay, so we were talking in the office, and now I'm extending more than I want, but we were talking about free range and organic. So organic fruit, such as an apple, is probably, in most people's minds, great, but it is so ridiculous because people's minds don't work right. They buy an organic apple, and then they wash it in water from the sink. And so aren't you like defeating the purpose here by it being clean with poison water?
Well, I don't know that our water is that poisonous because you do want to wash off anything that might be there. I
Right.
like or washing them off in vinegar. I really do. I think that's the way to go. But there are, if you go to ewg.org, it's a site where you can find the ones they say are the dirty dozen and then the clean. So you don't need to buy everything organic, but like strawberries is one of them that is on the dirty dozen, and they just go by how much are they sprayed with the pesticides. And that's kind of what I go by too.
I go by, if you eat a banana, it's got a protection over it. So
Yes, that is one of
okay.
them. So that's not one you have to get organic. Like you said, it's kind of a marketing. Do we need to buy that?
Right.
You know, especially if you're on a budget.
Okay. What's your contact information? What's the website?
The website is edenshealthguide.com.
.com.
And my phone is 772-323-6822.
Everybody, moderation. This comes from me. And open your mind to everything because you'll learn so much of things that you didn't know. With that, Dara, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Everybody, have a great day. We'll be right back.